Hi, Melanie. Great to have you with us. To start, can you give us a quick overview of this new partnership between Titan Minerals and Lingbao Gold?
Yeah, thanks, Chloe. Great to be here. Look, really significant milestone today, the announcement, obviously indicating that Lingbao have taken a 9.9% stake in Titan Minerals Headco at a significant premium to the current share price, so a 33% increase to the 30-day VWAP. So really pleasing, and I guess it gives you a sense of the motivation of Lingbao to be a part of Titan and to get exposure to our gold and copper assets in Ecuador.
Absolutely. And Mel, it's quite a significant investment of $10 million US at a 33% premium to the recent share price. What does that level of support say about the confidence in Titan's assets and strategy?
Yeah, look, we've just hosted Lingbao for the last sort of 3 to 4 days at our projects in Ecuador. So they've been at the Dynasty project. They've obviously had the opportunity to get their boots on the ground, to kick some rocks, to I guess do some due diligence in terms of viewing some diamond core and databases and legal and financial information. And obviously, they're really pleased with the quality of the information. And then obviously that resulted in them doing the deal. So it gives you a real sense of confidence in Titan and the quality of our data and the quality of our assets, but also in Ecuador as an emerging mining jurisdiction as well.
Absolutely. And Mel, for those who may not be familiar, who is Langbao Gold? What sort of company are they?
Yeah, Lingbao are a Hong Kong listed Chinese gold producer. So not only do they produce high grade gold, they also process, refine, smelt, and sell their products as well. So a real skill set in terms of that technical capability, both from the mining front but also the processing front, which presents a lot of synergies for us with our Dynasty Gold project in Ecuador.
And Mel, how will this funding be used across the business? Where does it have the biggest impact in the near term?
So the biggest impact in the near term, the funding will go towards supporting further drilling at Dynasty, and that will be resource drilling, but then also de-risking drilling. So we'll get further into sort of metallurgical and geotech drilling to support de-risking studies. So effectively, it's drilling and de-risking of Dynasty, and effectively fast tracking it to make a decision to mine.
Well, on that, can you talk about the synergies between Lingbao's operations and Titan's Dynasty Gold project and what makes it such a natural fit?
So I touched on it a little bit before. I mean, effectively, Lingbao do have that mining and processing capability, but what we do know about Dynasty and the ores there from the preliminary metallurgical test work that we've done is that it is highly amenable to producing gold and silver concentrates. And those concentrates can be exported and then refined at Lingbao's facilities in China. So it makes a really nice fit between what our product will be and the products that they can, I guess, process and refine and extract value from it at their end.
Yeah, great. And Mel, you've described this as a major step forward for shareholders. What kind of value creation do you see coming out of this partnership?
Yeah, so I guess this strategic investment at the head company level is the starting point, and what it provides is a 90-day exclusivity period for Lingbao to do further due diligence and for us to reach potential terms for a project level transaction for Dynasty. So effectively, that's where we're at right now. So quite a bit to come in the coming 3 months, obviously, with Lingbao coming up the curve with their knowledge of the project. And then all the while at the same time, we will continue to drill, deliver drill results, and are working towards a resource update in early Q1 next year. So a lot of value to be delivered from to our shareholders. And I guess the point to make about any project level transaction for Dynasty is clearly there's quite a disconnect between our current market valuation. Obviously, Lingbao have paid a premium for their 10% or 9.9%. But we would like to think that any project level transaction for Dynasty would capture the current, really high pricing environment for the gold and silver, which, clearly are all-time highs with, gold above, 4,100 US an ounce and silver above 50 something dollars an ounce at the moment. So would love to see, our projects capture that value and then that be returned to our shareholders.
Absolutely. And Mel, we've also seen a surge of Chinese investment in Ecuador's mining sector lately. How does Titan's deal fit into that broader trend?
Yeah, I think the Chinese have taken a view that Ecuador is a really favorable jurisdiction for mining. What Ecuador does have is significant endowment of precious metals, gold, silver, and base metals, copper, lead, zinc. The only, I guess, thing to Ecuador is that it's far less advanced than other, particularly in Latin America and South America, its other peer countries. So it's got the same mineral endowment, it just hasn't been exploited. So China sees that as an opportunity, as do we, as does Titan, and that's why we're there. So, I mean, the metal is in the ground. A significant amount of work in terms of drilling and development of these projects has occurred. It just needs that next step of funding, and I think that China are taking that view that this is a great time to get into Ecuador and provide that funding, and to put their foot on some of those assets and that metal in the ground. So yeah, I think that's really why we're seeing it happen.
And so, Mel, what's next for Titan following this announcement? What should investors be watching for over the next few months?
Yeah, the next few months we've got 4 rigs on site, so we'll certainly be delivering a number of drill results, both resource extensional and infill, and then also outside of that, a number of de-risking studies. So, well, the resource update itself is due Q1 next year, and then we'll be doing some mine studies around that. So, looking to optimize the pit, potentially a pit design, and wrap some economics around that. So, a lot of I guess de-risking to be delivered through this drilling, the resource update, and the delivery of some of those studies early in the new year.
Well, thank you, Mel. It's really an exciting time for Titan, and we really look forward to following the progress as the partnership unfolds with Lingbao Gold.
Thanks very much, Chloe. So do we.